Ethan stepped into the bedroom and froze. There she was, Clara, lying against another man, as if nothing could be more natural. The room felt thick with betrayal, every heartbeat echoing in his chest. Calmly, he reached for the nightstand, flicked off the safety on his pistol, and with a control motion, kicked the bed. The man startled awake, eyes wide with terror. Before he could react, Ethan's fist connected with his jaw, sending him crashing to the floor. Clara's scream pierced the air, but Ethan didn't flinch. "It's not what you think," she cried, clutching the sheets, but his expression was unreadable, cold, and measured. 5 minutes. "Out! Otherwise, neither of you leaves," he said, his voice low, a warning that brooked no argument. Earlier that evening, rain had tapped gently against the cobblestones as Ethan's black car rolled to a quiet stop in front of their Zurich townhouse. Once a home filled with laughter and warmth, it now stood as a stark reminder of all that had gone wrong. He adjusted his tie, tension still clinging to his shoulders, but it was nothing compared to the gnawing sense that something was amiss. Inside, the house was silent. No music, no welcome, only the lingering scent of vanilla candles. He called her name, no response. As he ascended the stairs, dread coiled in his chest. And then he saw them. Shock, rage, disbelief, all collided, leaving him breathless. He had trusted her, and now every shared memory felt like a lie. Yet Ethan was never impulsive, even with his heart splintering. He maintained control, retrieving his gun as a precaution before forcing the man out. Clara pleaded, but he remained unmoved. "You made your choice," he told her, not turned to watch her gather her things. The following days blurred together in sleepless nights and a storm of questions. But Ethan wasn't just a husband scorned. He was a strategist. He channeled his heartbreak into meticulous planning, turning anguish into calculated retribution. He started with Lucas Reinhardt, a small-time salesman whose ambition exceeded his talent and who had left a trail of misdeeds behind him. A private investigator unearthed debts, shady dealings, and another affair. Slowly, systematically, Ethan dismantled Lucas's life while keeping his own hands clean. Then came Clara. Despite her betrayal, Ethan knew her weaknesses, her fondness for dramatic apologies, nostalgic gestures, and grand declarations of regret. He began carefully weaving a web of seeming reconciliation. Thoughtful notes, unexpected flowers, and gestures that hinted at renewal. Each act drew her closer, each display of kindness binding her in a false sense of security. Finally, during a quiet, intimate dinner, she faltered. Ethan presented a small box, revealing a diamond necklace she had once adored. Tears welled in her eyes. "You really mean this?" she asked. He smiled, warm and convincing. "We deserve another chance." What Clara didn't realize was that every tender moment, every whispered word of forgiveness, was a calculated step in her unraveling. Ethan had been patient, working silently for months. Lucas's business collapsed under exposure of his misdeeds, and Clara's world, though outwardly calm, was shadowed by unease she couldn't explain. Ethan had fed tips to investigators, creditors, and employers, ensuring the consequences would be total and irreversible. When the evening of the grand gathering arrived, it seemed like a celebration, a new beginning. The venue glittered, guests dressed to impress, and Clara believed their marriage had turned a corner. But as Ethan took the microphone, the room quieted. His voice, steady and composed, hinted at truths yet untold. Then the screen behind him flickered to life, displaying damning photographs of Clara and Lucas together. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Her smile vanished, her face drained of color, while Ethan remained unwavering. "Thank you for the lessons in betrayal," he said, his tone measured, and walked off, leaving Clara frozen, her reputation in shambles. In the following weeks, Ethan filed for divorce. He sold their home and donated her designer wardrobe to charity, funding a mentorship program for aspiring entrepreneurs, his long-held dream. Clara tried to contact him, sent messages, appeared unannounced, desperate for reconciliation, but he refused. Rumors she attempted to spread were dismissed. Lucas disappeared into obscurity, and Clara's once pristine image crumbled further. Ethan, meanwhile, rebuilt. He devoted himself to work, helping others, and reclaiming the life she had tried to destroy. From the balcony of his new high-rise, city lights stretching endlessly before him, he finally felt at peace. This was no longer about revenge. It was about reclaiming power, finding closure, and rising from devastation. Betrayal had cut deep, but through patience, strategy, and resilience, Ethan discovered that true freedom came not from causing pain, but from letting go.